Happiness is the nature of your mind. Your mind, its nature, its essence, is pure consciousness, and pure consciousness is where happiness is found. Not because there's happiness inside pure consciousness, but because the recognition of that significance is that awareness, which is your nature, is already in a pristine, seamless condition. And when awareness is in the pure nature of itself, there is just being. There is pure being. This sense of being alive, which you experience every single day, is yourself. You were being alive when you were 5 years old, 2 years old. You've been seeking objects all your life. And the one that's been seeking, this is the time where it takes a turn around and it looks at itself and it says, why have I been searching all my life for things that come and go and arise and fade away? When all this time, all there has been is this sense of being alive, this sense of myself, this sense of I. This sense of I is that which we refer to that is alive, that is aware. It's real, it exists. It doesn't come, it doesn't go. You've always had continuation to your experience. And any cessation to your experience that you believe you have, the only reason that you were able to experience the cessation of it is because you were aware of the cessation of it. So you weren't not experiencing awareness. You were simply experiencing the experience of cessation. You see? You weren't, because otherwise you would not be able to know that there was a cessation to your experience. Think about it. If there was no awareness there, it would be like this moment, and then somebody turned your awareness off, then turned it back on again. You wouldn't notice it. You wouldn't, because you wouldn't be aware in order to render it a cessation, you see? So it's impossible to experience a cessation to your experience. Because happiness is your nature and it is yourself, anything you do to try and find happiness is always going to make you miserable. Because it's like trying to find water in a desert. You cannot find water in a desert. Maybe you can. I don't know. I've never been to a desert. I'm assuming that you can't find water in a desert. Happiness is found by looking at ourselves. Everything we've been searching for in the world has been in a direction of trying to find what we are. Happiness is our nature. And this search that we've been looking for, it's not because we want to be happy. It's the nature of what we are to come back to itself. It's just like gravity. It just happens that way, that we come back to ourselves, that we come back to our true nature. Think right now, everything in your experience consists of some form of sight, smell, touch, taste, or sound. Did I say those 5 correctly? And if that, even a thought would essentially be a sound-like quality, it comes in the form of a sound, you see? Even a memory comes in the form of some type of sight, some type of vision, some type of smell, some type of sound. So all things that take place are categorized essentially as the 5 senses. Even the experience of your body is a sight. And if you closed your eyes, the experience of your body is a sensation. Everything that we could experience as an object, it has some form of quality of the 5 senses. You see? What you essentially are is obviously not a thought, an image, a sensation, or a perception. You are that which experiences your experience of those senses. That is not itself a sense. That's what we could consider the first and primary sense of being. This sense of being is aware of itself. It knows itself. It knows itself because it's self-evident. You know that you exist, undoubtedly. You're real. And this realness that you know yourself to be, this self that you know exists, it's so obvious. It's the only obvious thing in our experience. This is where your self is. It's actually yourself. It's not something that you have to look for. It's not something you have to find. It's something you've experienced your entire life. What we realize is that this sense of existence, it doesn't need an object to know it. We don't use an object. Awareness is not an object. It has no size, shape, form, color, sight, touch, texture. It's just pure. Pure in the sense that it has nothing. It's empty, but it's still something. So it isn't emptiness. And when this sense of awareness knows itself, it realizes its own existence. And it's what we've been experiencing every single day. It needs nothing. The knowing element, the being element of your experience needs nothing. All needs happen in the relative world. We are not, what our being is not in the relative world. For it to exist in the relative world, it has to be an object. It has to have a size, it has to have a shape. This is why thoughts don't exist in the relative world. They don't have a size, they don't have a shape, they don't have a form. Tell me, what shape is your thought? What color is your thought? They don't have colors. And it's not a sound, because we know that sounds are compressed air. So where is the thought really coming from? It's coming from consciousness. It's made of consciousness. It doesn't exist in time or space. Therefore, consciousness does not exist in time and space. It has no form. It has no color. It has no texture. You cannot touch it, taste it, hear it, smell it, feel it, bop it. It needs nothing. It is essentially nothing in the conventional sense. But it isn't nothing. It's fullness. It is full contentedness. Seeing this is like experiencing the pure supreme place that all joy, love, contentedness, peace, and happiness are derived from. They are derived from there when we stop resisting our experience. And then that light of that pure inner contentedness is able to shine unobstructed into the content of our experience. Therefore, it permeates our thoughts, our feelings, our desires, and everything then becomes an expression of this pure recognition of what we are. All our lives we've been unconsciously searching for this. This is exactly the place that all meditation practices end up, that all spiritual practices end up. They take us to our being. They take us to ourself. They take us to being a fully actualized human being. Because when this recognition goes through properly and goes into our thoughts, feelings, body, and into our experience, this is where we actualize as a human being. This is where we fully become all the potential that we could possibly have. Because why not? Why wouldn't that be the case? It's not just going to make us more lazy. We're going to be more alive. Because what this is alive. We are this aliveness. And this aliveness, we've all had the experience of feeling alive. This aliveness is pure happiness, pure joy. It's the thrill of life. And we love that because why not? It's fun. This process is really about recognizing our inhuman nature so really that we can be more human. We can be more alive as a human being. If you want guidance on this, I have a free community. It's in the description if you want to check it out. I do meditations every week. There's a free course. I think you'd like it. So have a beautiful day, guys. Take care.